got the band, 2 clothing lines, sponsor commitments, Air and Style, competing at the highest levels in 2 sports. I mean, I know everybody in this room is pretty busy, but that seems like a full plate. How do you juggle everything?
Well, I mean, that's the great part about my mom starting SWE, the Shaun White Enterprise. I mean, it was from that point on, whenever something new came along, we invested in the company, found somebody to help out with that, or somebody that was going to help us generate content, or somebody that was going to be in touch with this specific sponsor, and really kind of managing those relationships. But everything really feeds into itself. It's amazing. When I was riding for a drink company, that company wanted to sell drinks. And so, you ride for something like Target, which is a mass retail, and we did a special with them where all of a sudden the drinks came from the drink area into the clothing area where my brand was. And that was huge. It had never been done before, and the drink company's freaking out because they get the end cap, which I don't know if you guys are in the retail. It's a pretty big deal to get those end caps. People walk by and always buy the products, and the percentages go up. But doing those kind of collaborative things always fueled together. But I don't know. I've always lived 2 different lives. I mean, I'm a pro snowboarder. I've never lived in the mountains my entire life. I slightly have asthma, and I hate the cold. Seriously,
Hate the cold.
It's crazy. Like, I get up, I do my thing, and I go home. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like, that was great and all. And same thing. I mean, when I was a kid, I would go ride on the weekends, and I'd come home and have my life at home that was filled with all these other things. So now that I'm older, I have the same kind of schedule. I go up, I ride, and I compete, and I come back, and I'm like, well, now what? Like, I love to play music. I love fashion. I love doing these different things. And so, I always feel the need to keep doing something new.
Are there lessons you take into the boardroom from competing on the snow or in skateboarding?
Yeah, it's probably my best and worst quality. Is like, I don't know. You approach every situation in life where you want to win, and that just doesn't really work out in business. It doesn't really, I can go win a contest and I get the trophy, I get the award, it's this instant gratification. It just doesn't happen like that in business, and it's all this kind of, well, let's give us time, and there's so many moving parts to get a commercial signed off on, or to get a clothing line out there, to get, the right price point for the right fabric, at the, you know what I mean, all these different things that come into play. But it's been a humbling experience to sit and learn from the people around me, and to be involved with companies like that. I mean, from the young age of 13, actually went pro when I was 13.
Sorry.
But it was an amazing thing for me, because I learned that I wanted the right of approvals over my ads, over the products with my name on it, and that really taught me a lot about how the products were made and how they were, getting to people, and all the, in-betweens. Every single time something doesn't work out, there's such a valuable lesson to be learned that I can't really call it a mistake if you learn from it. It's just like what happened, and then you move on. There's been plenty of setbacks in my career that only led to me kind of diving forward. I was born with a heart condition. I was like, I'm going to be an athlete. You know what I mean? I injured my knee. I didn't know if we were going to snowboard again, and I started losing all the competitions as I just started winning them, and that fueled me to get back. I ended up winning the Olympics when I was 19. After that, all these different ups and downs that forced me to go to that place, and you need to take a step back to go forward. And it's I can't believe I'm going to say this, but losing in Sochi at the last Olympics was probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me in a sense, because the worst thing you could have imagined happened. I'm like, wow, this is really happening. I just lost this event, and everyone in the world's watching, and all these things. And I realized, wow, I'm still here. It's okay. This is cool. You know what I mean? And normally what happens after the Olympics is you sign all these deals, and it's kind of easy cash, I guess, in the sense. I hate to call it that, but it kind of is. These endorsements that aren't really going to be around, but they're kind of riding the Olympic hype. And that didn't happen, which in turn made me go, wow, well, what companies do I want to build now? Now that these deals are ending and I'm actually a free agent in this place, what would I like to do? And it put me in the driver's seat to buy something like Air and Style, to start a snack company, to invest in a camera company, all sorts of things like that would have never have happened if I didn't have that upset in my life.